This is a Channel 9 sports update. We have this late-breaking development from Wichita Greyhound Park. They're calling it the disgrace at the race. 7 greyhounds take off for what appears to be a normal race. Coming around the first turn, one of them, Deputy Dog, trips. No, that's not the story. You may remember Rosie Ruiz, who joined the leading runners at the Boston Marathon in the last few miles and thereby fraudulently won the race. Here at Wichita Greyhound Park, a similar incident has occurred. Deputy Dog, the wily greyhound, waited until the other dogs came around and right there joined the pack again. A disgraceful, willful act by Deputy Dog. Here it is again. Deputy Dog, look at him go. More on this disgraceful story as it develops.
It's time for animal bloopers and funny moments. And so are we, with our look at the world of horse racing. Keep your eyes on our fleet-footed thoroughbred on the extreme outside, who loses a shoe straight up in the air. The white horse in the middle of the screen has fallen victim to a not-so-sure-handed jockey who gets his whip caught in another horse's tail. Whoever said that horse racing's for the birds must have had this clip in mind. And if all this horse talk seems foreign to you, here are some familiar names to make you feel at home.
Montana Manning. They coming down to the 8th pole. Magic Johnson on the inside. Lila Love alongside of that. And Secret Accomplice coming on in 3rd. They come to the 16th pole. Magic Johnson's hanging on to it. Magic Johnson from Lila Love and Secret Accomplice. But it's going to be Magic Johnson.
The 8th pole. Don Johnson coming back. Here's Walter Payton fighting through along the rail 2nd. Every now and then 3rd. Walter Payton, he runs for daylight.
Hannibal Lecter at the 8th pole by 5. And toward the inside, it's Ozen and Mango Man. They're coming down to the finish. Hannibal Lecter devoured the field today. Hannibal Lecter ate him up. I mean, he just had him for lunch. 1 by 5.
Speaking of winners, check out these horses who defy 200,000 to 1 odds by finishing in a triple dead heat. Our driver here is tired of all the traffic, so he hitches a ride with his neighbor. Our next race features a horse named Hoof Hearted, but listen to the call.
Hoof Hearted on the extreme outside. Colorado Co-Ed, Toast a Dozen on the inside. Quester's Jet, Hoof Hearted on the outside, it's close. Hoof Hearted in the winner's circle.
Now there's a question best left unanswered, as we say, see you later to our four-legged friends. We know horses can carry jockeys, but can they carry a tune? Let's find out with Shagra, the singing stallion, who gives us the scoop straight from the horse's mouth.
Calgary's the place to be. The Flames are #1 with me. We're #1. Go Flames, go!
Pretty talented, huh? Well, Shagra's just one of our wide variety of skillful pets whose abilities go far beyond those of mortal mammals. Take Pete, for instance. This perilous pit bull has mastered the art of skateboarding on all 4s. Check out these porkers who decided to take a dip after bacon all day in the sun. Our baby elephant proves that you don't need an overpowering fastball to be a good pitcher. We're still not sure what this dog's talent is. Maybe we can get some insight from Mr. Seal. now that we've got that cleared up, let's move on to the local dude ranch and one well-balanced bronco as he prepares to lasso the next unsuspecting cowboy to cross his path. Our animal tricksters come in all shapes and sizes, and few come any smaller than this little rodent, who's going around in circles trying to catch his own tail. Must have been a dog in his previous life. Speaking of canines, meet A.J. Ziegel, a pet who can handle a vehicle better than most drivers out on the road, even if it is just a golf cart. Way to go, A.J. And finally, we have Abigail, the roller skating mule. Abby's dream is to skate professionally, but her trainer is afraid that Abby will make an ass of herself. And these are just a handful of our silly pet tricks. Silly is not the word to describe the hot and heavy action at the rodeo, where rugged cowboys try and tame the powerful and stubborn bull. It's man versus beast center stage in the ultimate struggle of will and strength. And more often than not, pain is the price to pay for many a hurtin' cowpoke. In honor of all those brave hombres out there, we've penned a little ditty that we call the Bull Sittin' Blues. Take it away, fellas.
You know, he kicked me, he threw me, he horned me, and he tore my shirt. He ran my little fanny and rubbed it in the dirt, and it hurt. So can you blame me? I got them nasty, rank-smelling, bull-sitting blues. When I wake up in the morning, I feel like one gigantic bruise. You know, people, they ask me, why do I do it? Why do I maintain this sorry plight? Could it be I'm not too bright? All right, all right. Now, all you aspiring cowboys, let me give you some advice. Do anything but bull ride. It sure ain't worth the price. Where's the ice? Before I end this class, let me say thanks to the rodeo clowns who constantly save my ask the question, can you blame me? I got them mean, nasty, rank-smelling, bull-sitting blues. And when I wake up in the morning, I feel like one gigantic bruise.
Bulls aren't the only animals having fun at man's expense. This sure-footed retriever does a mean four-step during this log rolling contest, much to the dismay of his two-legged opponent. This show horse steers its rider right into oncoming traffic. Luckily, the only thing hurt in this tumble was the rider's ego. At a recent high school football game, fans were enjoying the hard-fought action of this evening competition. Apparently, this night owl wasn't, as he greeted the spectators with a very unwelcome present. Fortunately, the perpetrator flew away without leaving another trace. Bronco busters have it tough enough just staying on horseback, let alone watching their own backs for trouble, or should we say, backside. Ow! And how about this unlikely lip lock? Makes you want to bury your head in disgrace. Here's Frankie the kicking horse with a humdinger of a back kick. Now watch him hum this next one right off this poor guy's face. The Karate Chop Kid is our next victim. After performing his incredible feats at the racetrack, his ride promptly dumps him on his keister. Just goes to show you that you shouldn't mess with Mother Nature. Let's head down to the homestead for some hootin' and a hollerin' at the Hog Callin' Hoedown. Most people aren't too hog wild about our next group of animals, the insects. But these creepy critters are always good for a few laughs. These Japanese beetles are fighting each other to the death in front of a fired-up crowd. Actually, they're just fighting for the sweet taste of victory.
Hugh Springs Mustangs
This
will make
poor
their second straight
sportscaster,
trip to the
he's
Boys
being
State
pestered by a
Basketball
pesky
Championship.
fly,
Later this
first on his lip,
Mustangs,
then in his hair.
The Mustangs are a team which made the preseason experts look like just that.
The beauty of live television. If you like crickets, then you'll love this new sport called cricket bowling, where the little leapers line the land while trying to avoid the roll of the big black ball. This brave soul lets poisonous scorpions walk all over him, and he says their sting feels like a mosquito bite.
I can't believe that.
Well, then you won't believe this Australian beekeeper either, who's practically covered from head to toe with his pets. If he was a jar of honey, there'd be nothing left of it. Here's that hated household pest, the cockroach, swimming and running its way to athletic glory in our bug bonanza. The competition is fierce, but the hard work proves well worth it for this proud owner, who accepts his first place medal with a smile. The roach race is just one of many crazy critter competitions we've found in our animal blooper file, like this frog leaping contest, where the toads get a free bath and choose their favorite pad before launching themselves skyward. In some cases, the frogs decide to stay put. Right, Mr. Turtle? We've all heard about the running of the bulls in Pamplona, Spain. Well, here is the sow scamper, where female pigs run to their heart's content, or at least to the nearest slop heap. From the streets of Spain to the sands of Florida and the spring break fish throwing contest. With the surf too cold for swimmers, these beachcombers needed something to do with their time. That's right, cow milking. The object is to get just one squirt of milk from these belligerent bovines. And as you can see, it's a lot harder to do than you think. This rodeo cowboy is dressed just fine for a bareback ride down the slopes. Unfortunately, he had some trouble keeping his outfit dry. And this was supposed to be a vacation. Finally, these two sisters want to feed the ducks, and the younger one wants to take a lesson in scuba diving. We all know the story of the tortoise and the hare. Well, we've got some other classic animal races that'll shock you, surprise you, and leave you asking yourself, why? No, it's not the Kentucky Derby, it's worm racing in Baltimore. Here's Man o' Worm winning in record time. Some contestants had a hard time getting started, while others never had a chance.
He's dead.
The pressures of racing can be too much for some animals. This horse is so afraid that he can't even bring himself to leave the starting gate.
They're on.
And this pooch is completely helpless.
The Golden Retriever Blazing Buddy doesn't know what to do. As they make the turn, it's the three-way out here, and the Golden Retriever Blazing Buddy looking at the events. What's going on here?
There they go. Harvey Wallbanger breaks on top. There on the outside is Vandy Barr. Vandy Barr and Harvey Wallbanger.
Yeah, right. Like a buffalo can outrace 3 thoroughbreds in a short sprint. Sorry, Harvey, but that's another one in the lost column for you. While some owners choose to race their animals, others would rather spoil them to death. This pooch is living the high life in his very own pet limo, Trey Chic. And if you're tired of walking your dog, let him get his exercise on a treadmill, right in the comfort of your own home. But the world of luxury is not without sacrifice, a lesson that these Basset Hounds learned the hard way. These hush puppies dressed up in some of the most outrageous pet costumes imaginable. The purpose of this funky fashion show was to humor the dog owners and to award prizes for creativity. And the winners just howled with delight. Of all our spoiled pets, this parrot probably has it best. These animal-loving ladies treat him like royalty, and they even let their new friend eat at the table with them. It's not sanitary, but it sure is spoiled. Now, let's head back to the track for another look at the horses. The racehorse is a very determined animal, and is always focused on the job at hand. Their quickness and intelligence comes in handy when avoiding their pursuers. But like any other group of athletes, there are those who march to a different drummer. They're the ones who won't let heavy burdens drag them down. And they're the ones who are virtually unbeatable down the stretch. These horses are so talented, it's as if they're running their own race.
Difficult to handle. He's going right to the outside rail. He's going to try to go back to the barn. In fact, he is.
And when they set their minds to it, these horses are unstoppable, regardless of what they run up against. So the next time your horse leaves you behind so he can roam free, let him go. Maybe he just needs to cool off a little. Because if you don't give in to the horse's whims, you might be holding on for dear life. And your horse will have the last laugh. It's time to get in your face with some more funny animal moments. While studying to be an astronaut, Tony the Toad twisted and turned himself into a tizzy in the gravity-free chamber, a sight that made Sammy the Steer very nervous. At the dog races, our leader takes a spill, then escapes trouble, including this little guy. These fishermen are looking to catch trout, but they end up reeling in something much bigger.
Hook anybody in the other boat, and you can have a good time out chasing trout.
Turn around, Rick. Finally caught a Marine.
These ostriches seem innocent enough, but not to this TV reporter.
Those things are gonna snap at me while I'm talking.
You're gonna what?
Okay. I don't like this. Get away.
Do you ever have unwanted guests swimming in your pool in the summer? Well, this alligator is one critter that should be allowed to swim as long as he wants to. These are pro football players, trying unsuccessfully to outmuscle their tug-of-war opponent, this baby elephant. Hit the weight room, fellas. Ever been in the wrong place at the wrong time? Well, this beagle sure was when he boldly interrupted this football game. Turns out the poor guy was just looking for his food dish and got lost. Hey, somebody get that dog some dinner. To the rodeo we go for some dirt-eating, bone-crushing action. Yee-haw! While horses and bulls are flipping their riders at the rodeo, we'll pay a visit to the sultans of slop, the pigs. Watch as they shake and bake their way into our hearts and our stomachs.
You talk little things like, say words like Jimmy Dean, Bob Evans, Briggs, Swift Premium. Sometimes that's all they have on their mind going around that far turn, because they know that, you know, they may be their last race. They'll be racing to the supermarket next week.
Now, we all know that pig racing just helps the little mud lovers pass the time on their way to your grocer's freezer. But don't sell these sows short. They're much faster than our turtles. The strategy behind winning these races is not speed, but endurance. Don't worry, folks. They'll make it to the finish line someday. And finally, this raccoon was not entered in any race, but he does get first prize for fastest getaway, as he flies through the air with the greatest of ease and scampers away into more uncharted territory. That's all we have for animal bloopers and funny moments. Thanks for watching. Animal Bloopers and Funny Moments was produced by Steve Rotfeld Productions.